When a woman betrays a loyal man, he doesn't scream, beg, or chase. Instead, he vanishes. A woman might believe she's hurting him by breaking his heart, but she has no idea what she's just created. Unknowingly, she has built a man so powerful, so untouchable, that he will never be the same again. She has set fire to a man who will rise from the ashes with wisdom, control, and a mindset so lethal that nothing will ever break him again. If you're a man who has ever been used, lied to, or betrayed, this message is for you. This is the last time you will feel powerless. This is the last time a woman's actions will dictate your emotions. Drop her. Never again. If you're ready to evolve, commit to it now. The pain of betrayal and the choice to rise. There is no pain like betrayal. A woman who once swore she'd never leave, who looked into your eyes and promised loyalty, who said you were different, she lied. Now, you have a choice. You can let this break you, weaken you, or you can become unbreakable. Most men stay stuck in the pain, obsessing over what they did wrong, replaying every moment, searching for a reason or a sign they ignored. But the smart men wake up. They see the truth. They realize that pain is not the end. It's the beginning. This is where you change everything. This is where you reclaim your power, your mind, your life. She has done you the biggest favor of your life because now you are about to become something she will never have access to again. Asterisk, asterisk, he will vanish without a word, asterisk, asterisk. When she expects drama, arguments, long texts filled with emotions, and endless attempts to understand what went wrong, a man who is awakened to the truth gives her none of that. He doesn't waste words on someone who has already discarded him. He doesn't explain himself, doesn't try to convince her of his worth, and most importantly, he doesn't seek closure. Closure is a myth, a lie that weak men believe will give them peace. The only thing that brings true peace is moving forward and building a life so powerful that she becomes nothing but a distant memory. The moment she realizes he has disappeared without a word, it shakes her to her core. Silence is the loudest response. A woman expects to see a man broken, begging, crawling back for one more chance. That's what she's used to. She thrives on emotional control, but when she meets a man who simply walks away without looking back, who removes himself from her world so completely that she begins to wonder if she ever mattered at all, that's when she starts to feel the weight of her own actions. Not because she regrets them, but because she no longer has the power to manipulate his emotions. That loss of control terrifies her. Asterisk, asterisk. The weak man versus the strong man, asterisk, asterisk. The weak man texts, waits for the moment she will realize what she lost, stalks her social media, hoping for a sign that she's hurting, and creates scenarios in his mind where she comes back, apologizing, begging to fix things. But the strong man understands reality. He knows that by the time she walked away, she had already emotionally detached. She had already moved on long before she physically left. A woman does not leave unless she has another option lined up. She doesn't suddenly lose feelings. She has been planning her exit, testing the waters, keeping you around until she felt safe enough to move on. And when she does so without looking back. That's why a man who understands this truth wastes no time mourning the loss of someone who was never fully there to begin with. He doesn't chase ghosts. He doesn't seek validation from a woman who has proven unworthy of his loyalty. He sees her exit not as a loss but as a revelation. She didn't leave him. She exposed herself. And instead of fighting to keep her, he thanks life for removing her from his path. He doesn't drown in emotions. He drowns himself in progress. Asterisk, asterisk. The moment of transformation, asterisk, asterisk. The moment she betrays or abandons him, his energy shifts. He doesn't argue. He doesn't explain. He disappears. He stops checking up on her, stops reacting to her attempts to see if he still cares, stops giving her any emotional access. And that is what truly breaks her, because nothing terrifies a woman more than a man who no longer cares. She doesn't miss the man. She misses the attention, the security, the validation he gave her. And when that is gone, when she realizes he has elevated himself to a level where she no longer exists in his reality. That is when she regrets everything. Not because she loved him, but because she lost control. This is exactly why the man who walks away in silence wins. He wins because he is now free from the emotional manipulation, the endless cycles of being used and discarded, the false hope that she will change. He stops trying to fix someone who was never broken. She was exactly who she was always meant to be. It was him who needed to wake up. And once he does, once he sees the truth of how modern relationships operate, he shifts his focus entirely. Investing in himself. He starts investing in himself like never before. He goes to the gym, not for revenge, not to show her what she lost, but because he refuses to be weak ever again. He builds his wealth, not to prove anything to her, but because financial independence means never relying on anyone for validation or survival. He works on his mind, reads books on business, philosophy, and self-improvement, understanding the deeper layers of human nature and life in general, so that no one can ever manipulate him again. He cuts off every distraction, every toxic influence, every habit that kept him stuck in the past. He becomes obsessed with one thing, his evolution. And while he is building, something strange happens. She starts to reach out. Maybe it's a random, "Hey, how have you been?" Maybe it's a "thinking about you" text at 2:00 a.m. Maybe it's a comment on his social media. A desperate attempt to remind him that she still exists. And in that moment, the old version of him might have felt a rush of emotions, a sense of validation, but the new him feels nothing because he is no longer the man she once knew. He has become something else entirely, something untouchable, something unshakable. He doesn't respond. He doesn't fall into the trap of nostalgia because he knows that a woman who truly cared would have never put him in a position to heal from her in the first place. So, he moves forward with no anger, no resentment, no desire to prove anything. He doesn't block her out of hatred. He doesn't ignore her out of spite. He simply outgrows her, and that is the final blow because while she is stuck trying to relive the past, trying to test the waters to see if she still has an effect on him, he is already miles ahead. He has become the man she once fantasized about, but now he is beyond her reach. She watches as he flourishes, as he attracts better, as he moves with purpose and confidence. And by the time she truly realizes what she lost, he is long gone, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. He has vanished in a way that she can never undo. And that is the power of a man who chooses himself. He does not beg. He does not plead. He does not seek revenge. He simply disappears, and in doing so, he wins a game he was never even playing. The man who stays stuck. But what about the man who is still stuck, still waiting, still hoping she comes back? He needs to understand this. She does not regret losing you. She regrets losing control over you. She does not miss you. She misses the security, the attention, the validation. And if you ever go back, if you ever entertain her games again, you are showing her that she still owns you, that she still holds power over your emotions. And the moment she senses that, she will lose respect for you forever. So, walk away, without words, without hesitation, without looking back. Let her feel your absence. Let her wonder what happened to the man who used to crave her attention. Let her experience a reality where she no longer has the power to affect you. Because once you reach that level, once you master the art of emotional detachment, once you realize that your value was never dependent on her recognition of it, you become unstoppable. This is the transformation every man must go through. This is the awakening that separates the weak from the powerful. The moment you vanish without a word, the moment you reclaim your energy and invest it into building yourself instead of fixing what was never meant to last, you become the man she will regret losing for the rest of her life.